only surgery that it was so normalized, even I almost fell into it, is with the hairline surgery that we were talking about.
You literally don't need that.
Oh, no, now I can hear myself.
Hello from the outside.
Yeah, guys. Clearly, this is a different kind of episode today.
We decided we wanted to be one with nature.
Yeah, and also schedules. Schedules are kind of crazy right now.
It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know,
we missed a week.
Exactly, we missed a week. Slightly in part because I got injured pretty badly. That didn't have a lot to do with why we missed it, but it was a part of it. Okay. So if this episode never comes out, it's because this mic is acting weird, and I found out that it might not be working.
But anyways.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're filming outside. Clearly, we just thought, why not like Saturday? Why not get some fresh air?
Yeah.
Bring y'all with us. It's a little bit of a different vibe. It is summer now.
It is summer now.
It's officially summer. I think it wasn't summer by the time we made our last episode. I can't remember now what day that was.
It was pretty hot that day too. It was Eid.
Oh, was that Eid? Okay. Hopefully y'all enjoyed Eid. I can't remember when this is coming out. I can't remember if we got your replies or not. But yeah, so sorry.
I was just gonna say this is gonna be one of those like random thoughts episodes.
Yeah, because, well, actually, just to speak about the injury, basically what happened was I was going a little crazy on the lifts one day, and I actually went, okay, so let me set it up. So for weeks, maybe even months, I had this gym partner and his partner who were like just handing me and being like, okay, let's go to this special powerlifting gym. We can just pay the day rate, like it's totally worth it. We'll be able to do all the workouts we want to do, and like it has all the equipment, like a powerlifter's dream, basically, because it is a powerlifting gym, right? So finally, they're like, Amir, we're gonna book it, and you're just gonna come. Like, and they told me, okay, Tuesday, come this day. We're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna make it on your schedule because they know my schedule's kind of crazy. And I was like, I couldn't say no, and like I didn't want to say no. It's just that finally we actually found the time to do it, and oh yeah, so then, sorry, my bad. I got distracted because there's dogs there and I was just checking to see if they're on leashes. But yeah, so finally we found a day, and of course, of all days that could happen, I step outside to go to the gym. I'm pumped, I'm ready. I keep everything in my car, right? Because it's easy. I'm always in my car anyways. I'm gonna take it to the gym. Like, I don't need to take it to the house. Why? And the one day I have to go to a gym where I specifically need my lifting gear, guess what's not at the front door? Outside the front. My car.
Oh, your car?
And I'm like, where did my car go? And guys, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my mom never drives. Like, she hates driving. She only drives if she has to, if it's absolutely necessary. And this just happened to be the one day that she chose to go somewhere.
I actually remember this day.
I'm like, what are the chances? Like, this is a day I actually needed my gear. Like, this is the one time all my gear would actually come into play and really be needed for what I was doing. And I just didn't have it. So I had to pull up to this gym that I had been talking up with my friends, my gym partners and friends for months without any of my gear. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make do with what I had. I think the only thing I did have was my knee sleeves for lifting. Anyone who knows, when they're doing like powerlifting, usually if like you need a little bit more support on your knees, because I have weaker knees, you wear knee sleeves, right? And because I was preparing for this day, I actually for once cleaned my knee sleeves, which anyone who does wear them knows how nasty those things can get, even after just a couple wears. I know. So then I went into the gym. I was rocking my Converse, which were my OG like lifting shoes anyway. So I was like, you know what, I might be good with that. But of course we started with squats. And squats, I'm pretty confident in. Like, it's like my second strongest lift, with deadlifts being first, then squats, and bench press. I was like, you know what? I feel confident in this. We were warming up. I was already getting to we were dealing with like kilogram plates too, which is very different than your regular gym plates. Kilogram plates, of course they're in kilograms, and like they have a 25 kilogram plate outside of the 20 kilogram plate that everybody's used to, which is a 45 pounds. They have one higher than that. So the profile's a lot thinner too. So the lifting is a little bit different. And actually for me, it felt a lot nicer. I felt good that day. I was like, you know what? I'm coming in this, even without my gear, I feel like I'm in my prime. So I started lifting, and we were getting, to the bigger numbers, right? And I was like, you know what? I should probably be a little bit safe. Let me see if I can find a belt. So I go I walk around. I ask the workers like, "Hey, do you guys have any like spare belts around?" Because I've been to another powerlifting gym, Barbell Brigade in LA Fitness. I mean, not in LA, in LA, and they had like spare belts for people who needed them, but this place didn't have them. So I was like, you know what? I'll ask my friend. He's a little bit on the bigger side. He's very, very strong, though. He's a little bit on the bigger side. His belt, we did not think it would work, but miraculously, like when I put it on, I was able to make it somewhat fit to like the last hole.
Damn.
Literally the last hole, and it somewhat fit. Like it gave me just a little bit of like tightness, but not what I'm used to. And that's gonna come into play here because I start doing my first like heavy lift, and it felt okay. So I was like, you know what? Let's increase the weight. I do another one. I felt really, really good, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just bang it out. I'll go for a max, or not even a max, but like close to my max basically. And I go down for the lift. Feels super nice. It feels like it's coming up smooth, and then for some reason I hit like a sticky point, and I don't know what happened here. Normally I'll try and fight through this sticky point, but I was used to like kind of relying on the belt a little bit there. You're not supposed to, but this was like a max lift. It's one lift. It should be fine. I tried to rely on that, but I couldn't get any pressure from it. So immediately I just like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bail this. I'm gonna drop the weight. And typically when you're doing squats, when you fail the lift, you're supposed to like drop it back, like just fall to your knees or like fall back. But for some reason, because also side note, I never fail. I barely fail lifts. Like I've maybe failed in my whole lifting career 3 or 4 times on my lifts because I'm always super confident in what I can do, or I just don't go for it. And this was the one time I failed it. And of course, for some reason, because I wasn't used to failing, I fell forward.
Oh, shit.
And that would have been okay, right? Because there's usually guards on these. Oh shit. We didn't hit record. My bad. We're going to use the camera audio for now. My bad. Okay, so guys, the audio for the first 10 minutes is probably going to sound trash. Hopefully it's salvageable. We'll see. But I forgot to hit record like always. Oh my God. That story was pretty good too.
It was. I was hooked. I was like, yo, what happened next?
It's whatever.
Anyways,
okay, we'll fix it.
welcome back, guys.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. I didn't finish the story though.
I know.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Welcome back, guys, to Cousin
Connection
podcast. Okay, whatever.
All right.
And then, what happened? So yeah.
You fell forward.
So normally there's the guards there, and the guards were there, but.
By guards, do you mean people or like?
No, like there was a guy. My gym partner was behind me, but because I fell forward, like they're not used to that, so he couldn't like go and put his arms under me to lift me up, and he didn't know I was gonna fail because it looked like it was going up smoothly, right? So as I was falling forward, the guard was supposed to catch me. They're called like the ones on the side that catch the bar. Like sometimes people rest it on there too, but this one time, of course, there's a gap at the front. Because we were supposed to push it in, but I guess we missed that. And this tiny little gap was just wide enough to let the bar slip through. So basically, with 450 pounds on my back, I fell forward. One side caught onto the guard, so it fell at an angle, and the other 450 pounds, or whatever the physics at this point was dropping on me, rolled off my left side. And at first, it didn't. I even have video footage of this, so I can probably post it or put it up on the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how much editing I'm going to do for this episode because like we got a lot of stuff to do, but it didn't look that bad on the image on the video, and actually when I got up initially, I think because of all the adrenaline, it didn't even feel that bad, right? But immediately after like that wore down, the adrenaline wore down, I was really feeling it. And it actually took so long for the adrenaline to kind of come down that I was able to start doing deadlifts. Yeah.
Why?
No, because I thought I was okay. I thought it was just like, a bruise, because also as it rolled off, the bar is metal, right? So it skinned like the back of my neck. I'm not going to put I'm not going to put an image of that one on there. Sorry, the audio keeps cutting out because the mic is breaking, but I'm trying not to move here. So, sorry. So I had the skin on the back of my neck that was kind of like, it felt like rug burn basically at that point, but that was the most pain I was in. But the moment when I started doing deadlifts, that's when I started feeling it. And like every time I would finish doing a lift on the deadlift, like my bones in my left side would start cracking oddly, and not cracking like breaking, like like when you're popping like your finger, you're doing that kind of thing. It felt like that. And at that point I just stopped. I was like, you know what, I'm pushing this a little too far. I'm gonna stop here, even though I paid like a good $25 to get in there, and I got one lift in. I just didn't want to risk it, right? So I just sat there. I kind of like filmed them as they were doing their lifts, my gym partners, and I sat it out. I tried doing a couple other things that didn't require my upper body, like leg workouts, but there was so much pain on my upper body that it was kind of like any motion, even putting my arms up or doing anything, started giving me pain. And from then on, I literally, oh, look, a rabbit.
Where?
Right there. Look at that.
I don't see. Oh
my God. That's so cute. Just came out of the bushes. Sorry, we're getting distracted. This is what happens when you have an episode outside. He literally just jumped out of it. Yeah. Oh.
Is it stretching?
Yeah, he's like stretching.
Oh,
That's
it's
cute.
so small.
Oh. Don't call it over. Okay, call it over. Hey.
Come here. Do you have carrots?
Huh?
No, you don't have anything. I have
I have carrots on me.
I have mints. That's all.
Okay, we'll let it be.
This way.
Yeah. This is the positives of being out in nature, I guess. But what was I saying?
You were filming your.
Oh yeah, so I was filming them, and then
buddies.
I got out of the gym. I was actually planning on even getting like a monthly membership for a time being, but like there's so much going on clearly that I was like, I'm gonna wait until like I get back and like get back to a normal routine. Then I might look into it. But then with this injury, I'm like, I don't know how long I'll be out, because I want to be in full. Like, I want to be back to normal before I put in that much money to go to a private gym like that. But it was definitely not fun, because, like, especially with all the stuff that we've been doing these past 2 weeks, it's definitely made it a lot harder to do those things. Another thing, I was going to jump into another topic that it kind of sucked for is I actually just came back from camp.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, like,
today. Camp.
To the point where I think I'm slightly delirious because I got 5 hours of sleep. And the 5 hours sleep I got, 0 REM sleep. 4 minutes of REM sleep that whole night.
Dang.
And I got a sleep score of like 58 because I had my watch here that tracks it, which is the lowest score I think I've ever gotten for that amount of time too. So I'm kind of, a little delirious from that. And of course, speaking of camp, like, it was going to be a little bit more of a chill camp because there happened to be a wedding literally the day the camp was starting. And because the wedding was starting, and this is a community camp, like basically like it's our whole community was going to this camp, but also someone's daughter from that community was getting married that same weekend.
Yeah.
It just happened because like how it's normally we don't have it at this time of the year, so but the booking was kind of weird. So I guess, people book things a year in advance, so it kind of just aligned wrongly, like in an unfortunate way, to where like literally a large part of the community just could not make it because of this.
Because of the wedding.
Yeah. And I think on top of that, it was such a horrible weather.
It was raining,
the whole
right?
camp. It was.
I had a feeling.
We were getting drenched throughout the day, like Saturday and Sunday.
It rained Sunday too?
Both days. And like,
oh, no.
Even when it was sunny, it was still spitting a little bit.
Oh,
so we couldn't even like
light drizzle.
Yeah, light drizzle. So we couldn't even sit outside for a long period of time. We were kind of just inside. We were kind of miserable, honestly, from all the rain, because like we couldn't do anything outside for the most part.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing.
And of course, today of all days, clearly you can see beautiful weather. Like we left like in the morning, which like we normally do, and it hasn't been like. It was literally the weather we were dreaming of for the whole weekend, and we got it the time we were leaving. I know. So, and it was to the point where like people were even leaving the day before because it was just raining so much.
Yeah.
Like they're like, it's a wash. Like why even stay if it's raining this much, right?
Yeah.
We tried to do what we could, but I think just like everybody's spirits were just down from the fact that it was raining so much, and the fact that half the community could not make it.
Yeah.
Because of the wedding. So that was definitely a little bit of damper. But, you got to take what you can get. Alhamdulillah, rain is a blessing as well.
It is.
So maybe that was a sign as well. And it was an Islamic camp as well. So we were mainly there to kind of just learn, like be in nature, but also learn.
Yeah.
So at least we got to learn a couple things. Like we went through like the 99 names of Allah and like their meanings.
Yeah.
So I think actually we got a bonus. Like it went up to 110 because there are more names that are not as known or common, but like the 99 are like the ones that everybody kind of repeats. And there's actually like a song, or not a song, but like a
Medih?
not even a
Or
medih, but
dhikr or
like
something?
some type of like just saying like people. I was talking to my cousin Faisal, and he like could repeat it because as children they made them memorize the 99 names of Allah.
Maybe
And
it's those ones that were like on the.
And it was at like a certain rhythm, like in like singing your ABCs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
that kind of rhythm. So that was definitely at least a one positive of the whole trip. And sorry, what do you got, Amir Sara? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I know.
Here. My bad.
Do I have much? I can't talk about it yet.
What?
Oh. I got my car.
Oh yeah. Why you say that so like? Oh, I got. Oh shoot, my thing cut out again. Oh, hello. Okay, we're
It's good?
back. Yeah.
Okay.
This might be even a shorter episode than we thought. Oh my god, this mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, we need to replace these cables.
There was this mic. You want to use this mic?
No, that's gonna cut out the audio from that one. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So Sara, what did you do for your weekend? How have your 2 weeks been?
Well, so I finally, as some of you guys may know, I had 2 goals this year. Was get a car and find a man.
And she accomplished both, guys. Surprise.
Surprise. Yeah, so I got my car. When did I get it? Was it last week? It's been a week now, right?
Yeah, it's been a full week now.
Yeah, I got it last Saturday.
How's life? How's
life
freedom?
with a car? So there are a lot of things that I learned in the last week. What different symbols mean, how to put in washer fluid. Not that I had to, but that was like the first thing that the salesman showed me.
They don't put it in for you?
No, it was already full. He was just like, because I went with my brother to pick up the car, and the salesman, I'm sure I've told this story on live before. Shout out to Samir from Ajax Hyundai. I told him I'd give him a shout out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, we have a podcast.
Shout out to Ajax Hyundai. Hyundai?
Yeah. I don't know.
Side note, oh no, I can't put him on blast like this, but I had a cousin. He was calling Hyatt. Guess what he's calling Hyatt?
Hayat?
Yeah, Hyatt. I can't say. He's going to hear this and be like, Hawaii. Oh my God. There was another name too. I can't remember what it was. What? No, don't call names out. What is this? Okay?
It was him.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Hassan's going to listen to this. Hater. Yeah, so Samir, I don't know if I ever told the story about.
Oh yeah, you can probably tell that story. Have you?
No, I told it on live.
Oh, okay. You can tell it now.
Shameless plug. You better follow us on TikTok Live on TikTok so that you can watch our lives.
Yeah,
because
tell it from the beginning. Like
a lot of unfiltered business. Anywho, I'll tell you from the very beginning. So, as one of my goals, I was looking for a car and I began my search. This was like months ago. And I went with my brother, my sister-in-law, and her brother. And we went to a couple different dealerships, but then we got to the Hyundai dealership. So
what? Continue.
So we get to the dealership and the receptionist is like, I'll get you guys a salesman, hang tight. Then this man comes towards us and he looks East African, but like I just wasn't sure. So we were like, okay, cool, maybe he'll be nice and like hook us up with a deal. So he's showing us not the car that I wanted, but like another version. And, you know, like he was telling us about it and the specs, and the car that I wanted wasn't out yet at the time. I believe this was like back in January-ish, right? I think it was January.
January? Was it
maybe
in the
like
middle
February
of January?
or March. I don't know. It was like right before Ramadan.
I feel like it was warm when you told me this.
Okay, March.
I don't know why.
So after he shows us the car, he's like, let's go into the office and we'll talk some numbers or whatever. So now he's like typing in some numbers and like kind of just showing us online what the car would look like because it wasn't physically in the dealership yet. And so I had to give him my driver's license so that he knew that I was even able to drive the car.
Yeah.
And he's looking at my name and he's like, Sara, where are you from? So I'm just like, I know a lot of people don't know how to, like, unless you know. It's kind of like a if you know, you know type of situation.
It's like this is a very small community.
So I'm like, my parents are from Ethiopia. And he's like, okay, but like where in Ethiopia? And I was like, I'm like, you've probably never heard of it. Like, it's this place called Harar. It's a city. He's like, what? You're Gesu? And I was like, what? You're Gesu? Like, Gesu means like a Harari person.
Yeah.
So I'm dumbfounded because I'm just like, no way. And then him and Sabri start speaking in Gaysinan. I can speak in Gaysinan too, but Sabri's like, Gaylajintach. And he's like we were all just like so shook. And then I was like, did you grow up here? Or did you come from back home? He's like, no, I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
Did you guys grow up here? And we were like, yeah. He's like, wait, all of you are Harari? And we're like, yes. So then we're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. We talk numbers. And then he's like, when the car comes, I'll call you. And then we left it at that. Then I think it was like later, like the next day, I was at Amir's house. We were about to record, and I was telling him about it. I'm like, oh my God, you won't believe it. Like, I met this random Harari guy at the thing, and I've never seen him before. Like, who knew? Like, the city's so big that we just don't know Hararis out here. And then he's like, oh, what was his name? And so I had his business card, I think.
Yeah.
And I told him Samir, and I told him his last name. And Amir's like, why does that name sound so familiar? Ajax. Does he live in Ajax?
I think I asked you like what he looked like or his features.
I told you that he grew up in I'm giving you his whole life story now.
No, don't cut that. You're doxing this guy right now.
I know.
I'm going to cut that part out.
Cut that part out.
Yeah.
But anyways, or beep it out. But
actually, technically, everyone can find him if they know he's from Ajax.
Yeah, I literally. But he said I could shout him out. Like
Okay.
So I told Amir some sort of detail where he was able to recognize who I was talking about.
Yeah.
And he's like, Sara, we literally grew up with this guy. And I was like, no, because I have no memory of him. Like, I've never seen him before.
This shows you how weird the community is. Like, how like, there's almost a 1 degree of separation from everyone. Like, there's someone you could have never met in your life, have no connection with, or feel like you have no connection with at all. And then 6 months later, you might find out that, like, your first cousin who you've grown up with your whole life has also grown up their whole life with that person. Like, basically like the situation. Yeah.
So Amir's like, we know him. Like, this is how we have a connection to him. And I'm trying to rack my brain, like remembering any sort of kid that may resemble him. And I could not remember him for the life of me. And then maybe like 6 months before this conversation, way before that, another friend just happened to send me this photo, which we can put up here. I think I'll send it.
Can we put the photo up?
Why not? Oh, because there's kids in there? But it's literally all of us.
I guess so.
It's fine. It's fine. Well, we can blur out the other faces.
Yeah. More editing.
Sorry, Amir. I'll blur out the faces for you.
No.
So Amir remembered that I had sent, which honestly, I was kind of impressed that you remembered about that photo of all things.
No, because like I like documenting, or what do you call it again? Like what is it when you like record things digitally so like you have it for a long time? What is that word? Documenting?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say documenting. I like digitizing and documenting a lot of like older materials that we have in the house.
Yeah.
Like all photo books and stuff. So I remember like vividly like photocopying that whole photo book and like what is it called? Photo book?
Photo album.
Photo album, yeah.
He was like insisting that he had these photos. Then he's like, wait, Sara, you sent me a photo and he's in it. And I'm like, I did? And so a couple months ago, like before this conversation, another friend of mine had randomly sent me this photo with like a bunch of kids and we were in it, and her husband is in the photo. So she's like, I didn't know that you knew my husband back then. I'm like, I didn't know I knew him either. That was it. But there were a bunch of other kids that I didn't recognize. And now turns out Samir from Ajax is in that photo. And I was like, wait, what? Like that's so random. I don't remember him.
Like, granted, actually, from the last time I've seen him, when he was like, still an adult, he doesn't look significantly different than he used to. Like for me, like I remember when I seen him, he still looks the same. So I was surprised that you didn't recognize him as a Harari. Like,
well, like he looked familiar.
Yeah,
like I'm like,
especially you of all people remembers everyone.
I know. I feel like I remember everyone, and I just could not. Like for the life of me, I was like, I have no clue who this guy. I didn't even think he was Harari. I thought he was like maybe Sudanese or something.
Really?
Yeah, he looks more
Don't you
Sudanese.
get that like vibe sometimes?
No, because I guess he was also using like very like professional language.
Yeah.
And then once he realized, he's like, oh.
Once he code switched back to his regular thing.
He's like, y'all are my people. Okay, cool. But then so I find this photo. Like I showed him here. He confirmed like that's him. Those are his sisters. Whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. Like that's so crazy. What are the odds that he ends up being the salesman that I just happened to meet?
Yeah.
So anyways, a few months go by, and then he calls me one day, and he's like, your car is here. And this was like after Australia.
Yeah.
So we had gone to Australia. We came back, and then I was like, okay, great. I'll come by on the weekend and check it out. I think like before I went to that dealership, I went to one that was closer to my house, and I
Yeah.
saw the actual color that I have now, and that's the color that I wanted. So the one that he had at the dealership was a completely different color.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to that dealership, the Ajax one, and I told him, I was like, look, I know the car's here, but I want a different color. So don't hate me.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. He gets me the car, basically like had a really great experience from start to finish. So he like genuinely took care of me. But before I went to the dealership, I texted him and I was like, thought you'd enjoy this. And I sent him the photo and he called me immediately and he was like, oh my God, like where did you find this photo?
Yeah.
I was like, funny story. Like I told him the story of why I had it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I have to show this to my manager. I'm like, you don't have to. Like, so he showed his manager.
Did he? Oh yeah, that's how you know you got the.
Yeah. But yeah. So everything got finalized. I waited about 2-ish weeks for the car, and I got her.
And you forgot to mention, there was actually one part that was kind of awkward for Sara.
Which part?
Because like before, can we add that?
All right.
Can
So as you guys know, my second goal of the year is to find a man, and that's not even my goal. It's everyone else's goal for me. So my sister-in-law, I know she's gonna be listening to this, and she's gonna be laughing. But when he said he was Errbody, I could see her smile from my peripheral.
Immediately she started doing calculations. She's like, how old are you?
And so like she really tried her hardest to play wing woman, and so did my brother, and they were just tag teaming, and I sat there like, you guys. And even like my sister-in-law's brother, he's like, you guys are doing the most, like leave her alone. But yeah, that was really funny. That nothing happened. So but
that was I'm honestly like. And I don't know. Did I mention the fact that like we literally, when I say like we grew up like
Amir actually grew
from
up
like
with him.
babies, like I've known this dude since he was a baby, kind of grown up.
Yeah.
And the fact that their paths, but the thing is, your paths have crossed multiple times. You guys just, I think you know when when there's a, like that age, not age, but like there's that gap sometimes when you grow up with certain group of kids, and then your parents maybe move, like his parents like move to Whitby,
moved away,
and then you just never see them again.
Yeah, and so I forgot who he was.
And the thing is that like you may not see them again, but you might not realize that you've seen their parents multiple times at multiple functions, but you almost forget, not forget, but you can't make that connection between like the parents and like the kids sometimes. Yeah.
No, because when we were there and he like left the office for a second, and we had his business card, so my brother recognized the last name.
Yeah.
He's like, I swear I know this guy's dad.
Oh yeah. And
so he like searched up the dad and he had him on LinkedIn. He's like, this is him. Do you remember him? And I knew his face. I'm like, oh my God, I know that man.
Yeah.
I've seen him. I just didn't know he had a wife and kids.
That guy's like
crazy.
Literally been in our lives, our whole lives basically.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I had no clue. Like he just hid his kids away. I don't know.
But that happens a lot. Like,
yeah,
that was a big thing. I think I've mentioned this before in our community. Like, initially they were all in like one area, like Teesdale. If you know you're from Scarborough, like Teesdale. You had like the people in the Main Street area, and then you had who else? I think those were like the two major areas.
Yeah.
And then there's just like this big influx of families just moving out. Like once they start getting a little bit of money and realizing like we gotta get into this housing market quick. They're like, yo, Markham, Ajax, Whitby, everywhere. They're just leaving the city, and that like created
probably
like
a lot cheaper then too, though.
Sorry?
It was like when they were moving the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why, because they realized how cheap it was, right? So when that happened, like that's where a lot of disconnections happen between. Oh shoot, it's happening again. Ugh. That's where. Oh, am I back? That's where like a lot of disconnections happened within our community, and like. Well, especially when it comes to the kids. Like, their parents, they can drive where they want. Yeah. But for some reason, the parents would always leave their kids at home. And they still do to this day, guys. I'm watching you, okay? Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. And now I feel like every single day I'm learning new things about this car and cars in general.
Yeah. Has it given you any issues yet?
One day I was driving with my dad. We were going to work together, and like, a bunch of the lights came on, and I was like, I wasn't driving, so I wasn't nervous, but I was nervous for him, and I'm like, is this car gonna stop on the highway? And so I like whipped out the the manual thingy that I had on my phone, and I was like trying to look up the symbols, and I still didn't even know what it meant. I was like, I don't know what this means.
That's the thing that scares me about like new cars, is that now because they're relying so much more on software rather than hardware, there's so much more that can go wrong, and like it's sometimes even more dangerous. Like similar like Teslas are a big issue because let's say you break your screen on your Tesla, like you drop something and you break your screen, your car is done. You literally cannot drive it. You cannot do anything with it if that screen is dead.
And that's the thing. So the one of the icons, it looked like a mug with like steam coming out of it. And my dad just happened to have his like travel mug with coffee. Yeah. He's like, look, it's telling me that I have a hot mug in the car.
Wait,
like,
what was that symbol actually?
It has nothing to do with that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I laughed though because I'm like, there would not be a symbol for this.
That would be a cool feature to be. How did they make that a feature? Like in a cup holder. Yeah. When you put it in, it shows like a red symbol for this is too hot, like and then as it gets cooler, it shows you like a temperature is like, okay, this is like blue, or blue would be cold, but like green would be like this is just right.
Oh, I was thinking like if it had like a mug warmer, like the bottom part, so it would be
or a mug warmer. Yeah, that too.
That'd
you can have
sick.
A mug warmer.
Yeah.
Why not? We have seat warmers. Why not mug warmers?
Yeah.
Keep your coffee warm as you're driving, especially in these long ass drives we have in the city.
I'm trying to think like what's my favorite feature of the car right now.
The fact that it drives. No. I don't know.
I like the ventilated seats. It feels weird.
What do you mean?
Like, you know how there's heated seats?
Yeah.
This one has like AC in your butt and
really?
your back. Yeah.
Is it like blowing wind?
No, it just like makes the seat like ice cold. It's so weird. It's a weird feeling.
It's also heated too, right?
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet because I'm not trying to die.
That's I guess that's like a give and take when it comes to like modern cars. Yeah. You have more features and things that you can play with, but then there's more that can go wrong.
100%.
Yeah. So I remember, guys. I'm driving still, 2002 or 2003 Toyota Corolla.
Not for long.
It does fine just for me. It is making some weird noises because this past weekend, I drove probably a total of like 10 hours.
Oh yeah, between the wedding and like
camp and stuff. There's one point where I think I drove to that campsite, and mind you, this campsite is an hour outside of the city. I drove there like 2 or 3 times in one day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like once to like drop off someone. The other time after what do you call it again? To not go home. What did I do?
Pick up your mom?
Oh no, I dropped off my mom there. I went back and did some shopping stuff or like got some stuff ready for the events, like all the stuff that's going on. And then I drove back for the rest of the day to like for the lessons, and then I drove home.
Oh, you didn't sleep that night?
I didn't sleep that night. I drove home and then I drove back the next day.
Why?
I wasn't prepared. Like I had to leave so early.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my throat is dry.
Drink some water.
I know I'm gonna pee again.
Oh my.
Yeah, I've gone like 20 times today, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that was it was a lot of driving, and my car is definitely showing its age.
She's on
with
her
all
last
the driving
leg.
we did. Yeah.
Amir's gonna come on the next episode and be like, guys, life update, I got a new car.
but that's actually been like not an idea, but like a thought, being like, okay, like when do you give up on a car? And honestly, I might just drive it. I just might say goodbye. Oh no, I'm not gonna.
But I gotta make the first move because
that's
don't you gonna start playing me.
For a second when you said that, I was like, never right time to say goodbye. So that means I should keep the car. No. At least in my mind.
That's what you got from it?
Yeah.
No, I think like there's never a right time, so you just gotta do it. Rip off the Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, my throat is actually dry. I need water.
There you go. Oh my god. But anywho, what other life updates do we have? I don't know. It's my homemade Gatorade.
Oh my god, I was expecting water.
It is water.
I was expecting water.
It is.
Oh, that was.
It's nice.
When you're expecting water and you get something else, it doesn't matter how sweet it is, how good it is. Like it's still gonna throw you off. That was such a weird feeling.
That was confusion. I could see you're just like, what is this?
One thing I noticed is a side note. Sorry, this is random.
What's your side note?
So I was at Square One the other day, which is another mall in Mississauga. Speaking of driving back and forth, and I didn't realize how normalized it is now for men to get like the hairline surgery and like go out and like walk like normal. It's
not normal here. It's normal in Turkey.
But over here, I saw 10 people in Square One.
There must have been a sale somewhere.
I don't know.
I've never seen that here.
Really?
Like the little dots. You saw
Yeah,
that?
I saw like, okay, not 10 people. Like I'm exaggerating a little bit. Like probably like 6 or 7 people. But I saw more people than I've ever seen. I don't think I've actually seen someone in person with that like surgery done. And then I don't know what it is about. Like, you know what? Maybe it's because it's a lot of like South Asian people there. I don't know. Maybe they're getting their hair
No,
plugged
South
a lot.
Asian people
Yeah, they
are
keep their
usually
hair
like
pretty much.
they're blessed with a nice hairline.
Yeah.
It's mostly like maybe Arabs.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, because the Arabs as well. But there, I was surprised that I saw it. That was just one thing I noted.
Did you do a double take?
Yeah, cause I was like,
same.
because when I saw it, I was like, oh, what's that on their head? And then I realized like it's the hair plugs.
What?
Yeah,
What do
like
you mean hair plug?
like that's what they're doing. They're plugging their hair into their forehead, right?
Did they have a Band-Aid on?
No, it was just open.
What? Nah.
I think they were like they were in the process of like, you know, when it's you have to take off the Band-Aid and you just like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like that's why they're walking around with it, because like they're in
Yeah,
that process
yeah.
where like now they're letting it grow out.
Yeah.
But you can still tell that it's not fully grown in yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw people like when they still had their Band-Aids on, but I didn't know because this was back in 2019.
Yeah.
And I think like
But you were in Turkey, no?
I was in Turkey, and
okay, that makes sense.
but I didn't realize it because like it wasn't as popular as it is now.
Yeah.
And I just remember like we were in like where the Blue Mosque is, like that area, and I saw like the first guy, and I was like, oh no, like the poor guy.
Oh, you
He's
thought
like,
he had like an injury or
yeah,
something?
he's like injured, or like how is he walking around?
Yeah.
And then I saw another guy. I'm like, how come everybody has the same looking injury? Like, what happened to his face? Because your head swells
Yeah,
up a
it
little
does,
bit too, right? And he had like the Band-Aid. So I'm like, I couldn't stop staring because I was just like, whoa, that looks so different.
Yeah.
And then like after the fifth guy, I was like, oh my god, they're oh my gosh, hair transplant patients.
Yeah.
And then as the day went on, like you're seeing people who had like nose jobs,
Yeah.
like just like different cosmetic procedures, and I'm like, dang.
Because I guess it's cheaper out there, right? But I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I'm on the fence. I'm like, is it cheaper because like in America there's just so much like bureaucracy and like so much paperwork that it makes it more expensive, and they're just willing to make people spend more because of the name of being like American doctor? Or is there like, are they like cutting corners in?
No, I don't think they're cutting corners.
That's why I'm saying like maybe it's just that America it's like, more expensive because like of that just the American name.
Yeah, it's that, and like it's private healthcare, private clinics, right?
Yeah.
So they can mark it up to whatever price.
But it's
they
private
really
in
want.
Turkey as well.
It is, but with the conversion, I think it's significantly cheaper.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, like this. I actually got this TikTok today where this girl said she did a whole body checkup, like health checkup.
Yeah.
And she paid $700 for her round ticket to Turkey. And the whole when I say she did a whole body checkup, she did like CT scans, like the scans that you would need to wait on a wait list for like years sometimes.
Did she do this like because she felt like something was wrong?
No, she just like. So basically, she said that she has discovered that like any sort of cosmetic or even health procedures are significantly cheaper, like across the world.
Yeah.
And so every year or so, she basically just like goes to Turkey, does these scans to make sure she's all healthy, and like if
are
any
these necessary? Are they necessary, those scans?
Well, she went to like a neurologist.
Yeah.
Like she was going to all these specialists in like the span of 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And paid $810 for everything.
Yeah.
And she was just saying like how it's so much better, higher quality. The hospital quality is oh my god.
We're good.
I feel itchy everywhere. There's like ants all over this blanket. Anyway, so she was saying that like even the quality of the hospital is so much better there. Like she had her own coordinator / like translator that was basically by her side the whole time. And I was like, yo, I should do that. And my dad made a joke the other day. He was like, I have a toothache. You know what? I'm just gonna go to Turkey.
Okay, we're good now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
we're back. I had to put some batteries in the recorder thing. Hopefully it's not dead. We'll see. What were we talking about?
Oh, Turkey and getting cosmetic procedures done.
Oh, yeah. So, you know what, actually? Okay, I forget. Did you already finish your thought? I forgot.
I was just saying that my dad made a joke about he had a toothache, and he's like, I'm just going to go to Turkey and get a whole new set of teeth. And I was like...
But have you heard, like, all the, like, horror stories of veneers now?
Yes.
And have you heard of the veneer techs in America?
Yeah.
So, like, now apparently, like, people think America is weird, man.
I know, you
There are
could do
people out here who
anything
think
there.
that they can get like a two hour or like
That's crazy.
a few hours course or a day course and learn to be put in veneers and now are selling themselves as veneer techs like they're doctors or something. They're not. They don't say they're doctors. But they call themselves veneer techs and treat it like any other, like putting in hair extensions or something, but for teeth. And
That's
something that's like sometimes
crazy.
permanent, like they'll shave down teeth sometimes. And like this is something that requires like very precise machines to figure out like how it's gonna fit over your teeth, and like it's very individualized, customized. Yeah. But these people are like taking like off the shelf pieces and just sticking them into people's mouths. And I think there's one lady specifically who came out with a story. She's like in tears saying that she spent $80,000 plus trying to fix the mistakes that the veneer techs did.
Nah, I'm sorry. I don't sympathize with those people because, like, if you went to a veneer tech and not a dentist.
But the thing is that,
orthodontist
like,
even.
in America, people are so misinformed and can be so swindled so easily that, like, can you really blame them? Like, if someone says they're a veneer tech, they have positive reviews, they have people who advocate for them, and they look like a doctor, they dress like a doctor, they have an office like a doctor. Well, actually, some of them, they just, like, rent out spaces and stuff, but they might rent out, like, a doctor's office or a dental office or something like that. And it looks like your regular dentist area, but really it's all a scam.
Nah, if you don't have the initials M and D after your name,
Mhm.
I ain't going to you.
Is that for dentists as
That's
well?
a medical doctor, though. I don't know. Maybe dentist is
Yeah,
something
dentists
else.
might be different. Maybe that's why it's a little harder to kind of differentiate. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it should be obvious, especially when you see some of these veneer techs. Not to like judge a book by its cover, but I'm going to judge a book by its cover. Clearly, some of them look like they haven't like even finished getting their GED.
That sounded judgmental, sir.
It is judgmental, and if they're doing that to people, I don't care. I'm gonna judge them all I want. I'm just saying. But yeah. So when I heard about these stories, I'm like, America. I feel like this is something that happens often in America, where there's like a bunch of people who have a bunch
get
of
scammed.
like just hustles.
I mean,
And-
I can't hate on them for being hustlers, but like,
Mhm.
do a legal job.
But they're literally ruaning people's lives.
I know, it's crazy because have you ever seen what some of
Yeah,
their
it
veneer-
looks so
their
fake.
teeth are so big and like they're so opaque, like it looks like plastic in your mouth. Like
There's an art to it.
yeah, the whole point of veneers is to have, the smile that you like,
Mhm.
but looks natural, right? Like
Yeah.
it defeats the purpose if your teeth look fake because
Mhm.
then it's obvious, right? Like, I follow a lot of those dentists on TikTok
Mhm.
where they can tell by celebrities' smiles what's considered
Yeah.
veneers or what's natural, and they talk about the sizing of each tooth, right? Because if you look at your own teeth,
Mhm.
assuming you guys don't have veneers, not all of your teeth are the same size. They're all
Mhm.
different sizes,
Yeah.
and there's like a little bit of translucency towards the
Mhm.
bottom of it. And if you can't see through your teeth, then
Mhm.
they're most likely
Yeah,
fake.
and it shows you how like trained the human mind is to recognize a face, because you
Mm.
can immediately tell when there's something off. Even for people who have very good veneers,
Yeah.
there's still something in your brain. It's like something is off
I can
here.
tell when people have
Yeah,
veneers.
you can always tell. At least for me, I can always tell when someone has had something done to their teeth,
Yeah, because like they're just like too
and
perfect.
not only their teeth, their face in general.
Yeah, like
Even
I've
if it's
seen,
very like
I've noticed
simple.
people that I've known. I'm like, something looks
Mhm.
different, and then I realize I'm like, oh my god, you got your teeth done.
Yeah, and there's that whole like meme now where they're saying, I think it's Gen Z, they look
Mm.
older than they really are,
Yeah.
because so many of them are getting influenced to start doing cosmetic procedures.
Oh, like Botox
Or
and
yeah,
filler
like
and stuff.
Botox and filler. I think there's a video that came out where there was like a Botox office, or like an area where they administer Botox, and all the ladies, all the techs or the assistants and stuff, and even the doctors were getting Botox, and like hundreds of vials of it. And there was one girl who was like 23 who looked like she was like 45.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm like, you guys are, how do you not know this are like, it's very like, a lot of these hustles when it comes to cosmetic procedures, especially like this veneer tech, there's a lot of like just people who are impatient and don't want to like actually go through the work of like, getting braces, or
Yeah.
they just want to get something quick. They want to be like, I want to look like $1 million tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
But
the
not willing to spend $1 million.
the trend nowadays is just like instant gratification, right?
Exactly,
Like,
that's what it is.
whether it's through fast fashion, whether
Mhm.
it's through cosmetic procedures, whether it's through and this one might be controversial, but even like when it comes to weight loss, that's a huge one.
Ozempic, we spoke about that last time.
So I feel like the trend, regardless of what the trend is, whether it's to look more natural or to look more like a Bratz doll, as some people call it, the faster you can get it done, the better it is for some people.
And it's ironic how now there's actually like fashion is moving, not fashion, what do you call it again? These standard beauties kind of moving in the opposite direction, where before it used to be like big bodies, like thick and all that, and that stereotype.
Yeah.
But now, like, because the Kardashians and stuff, they started getting everything removed and started getting downsized. Yeah, Ozempic. Like, now that's the thing. But I don't know, man. It's, you know, just do you. Love yourself. Love your, what is it?
What are you trying to say?
Like love yourself. Yeah, love your own body. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you
there's
just
a saying, but I forgot what it was.
Love the skin you're in.
Yes.
I got you.
Like that, mate.
I just think, I just think that, like, you know, you only have one body, and while, you know, injecting this and doing this procedure will make you look a certain way, that trend's gonna, it's like the BBL trend.
Yeah.
Like, remember when people were literally risking their lives doing these surgeries? They couldn't even sit on the plane ride home. It's actually really scary when you think about it.
Do you speak into the mic? It's
Sorry. It's actually really scary when you think about it. And I just think, like, just try to take care of the body that you have. Love the body that you have. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to look a certain way, you can do that through manipulating your diet and maybe different forms of movement and exercise. And, like, I'm not here to judge anyone who does do the work. Like, if you want to look a certain way and it can only be done through surgery, then power to you. But don't be out here risking your life for surgery.
Yeah.
That is not
the only
required surgery.
The only surgery that I was surprised how it was so normalized. Even I almost fell into it, or not almost fell into it, like I kind of have fallen into it, is with the hairline surgery that we were talking about.
You literally don't need that.
No, not for me, clearly. You know, alhamdulillah, I was blessed with a hairline that's not going anywhere. Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
I'm gonna say everything, man. But one theory I do have is because everyone knows that I'm not an accessory man. I do not like wearing hats. I do not like wearing glasses, just any accessory in general, but specifically hats. My theory has always been the only reason that I've kept my hairline to this day is because I never wear hats. I hate wearing hats. Like, the most you'll see on top of my head is this headphone bar. But I do not like putting anything on top of my head. And hey, I'm 1 for 1 right now. You know, I haven't worn hats and my hairline's still intact. Other people who have worn hats, I'm just saying, man, they look pretty good. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I feel like, you know, if you try to avoid putting things on your head and just take care of your hair. But the reason I was surprised by how normalized it became that I started falling into it is because I had a friend who was saying, like, you know, my hair's thinning and, like, you know, I feel like he's having an issue, like, with women and finding a girl and everything. I'm like, and when he mentioned it, I was like, I almost suggested to him. I didn't actually suggest it. I was like, you could get hair plugs. Like, in my mind, I was about to say that. I was like, nah. He's got to love him for himself.
But the
I did tell him,
not bad.
What?
Actually, you have
well,
to
that's
have
the thing. Exactly. You have to have the head shape.
And if you don't have a beard already, don't go bald.
So I told him, I kind of, like, my middle ground to that was, like, just try a buzz cut. Because I feel like with a buzz cut, when you have thinning hair, if you have enough on the front and on the sides and stuff with a buzz cut, it kind of evens out. Even if you get it, like, really short kind of buzz cut, it kind of fades all together. So I feel like that kind of was, like, a good middle ground. That's what I suggested. But honestly, if it becomes more and more normalized, I might eventually just tell him, you know, get hair plugs, man.
I'm sure he knows about it if he's on social media and stuff.
He's not much of a social media guy.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
that's why.
You know, I'm praying for him, man.
You can probably find him, like, a package deal.
Hey, for who?
For your friend.
Oh, I thought he was being, like, packaging, like, 2 for 1 or something.
No, I mean, like, to go to Turkey and get a hairline.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could probably find that still. You know, maybe it'll be his next, like, birthday gift or something.
I got you a new hairline.
Yeah, exactly. Hey.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And ironically enough, he's South Asian, so that's the thing. I'm just saying, man, it does happen. You know, call back to, like, the beginning of the episode. I forget when
I don't
you
think
mentioned
they're
that.
the only ones who do it, but yeah.
But, oh, shoot, my feet. This has been an interesting experiment.
episode.
There's been so many
Do you guys like
technical. I don't know how many technical issues that we're
the
gonna keep
change
into
in
this.
scenery? I think we should just
Just lay it all out there. Let
keep
them
it
see.
authentic.
Yeah,
Try our best.
I'll try it. You know
try
me.
to,
I'm
like,
too much
throw
of a
in some
perfectionist.
edits. Also, guys, I
Like-
got this Dyson fan from a website that should not be named.
Why?
'Cause
You literally said Dyson.
it's not Dyson.
Oh, you get it from
Dyson.
Timo.
I know.
Sara?
Is that on the boycott list?
Which
It's
little
not.
Filipino's hands touch that thing? Oh my god! But yeah, this is gonna be a shorty for sure.
Oh, let's read out some comments.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Let's read out some comments. 1 second while I pull them up.
Maybe I should keep up like some of the background noise. Unfortunately, like half this episode is gonna be with, or not half the episode, but a good amount of the episode is gonna be like just the audio from the camera. So I'm praying that the audio from the camera is good.
Okay, there was one comment.
What?
By someone named Abu Kitten.
That's actually that's a pretty cool name.
It was pretty funny. Okay, this was on our Eid episode.
We'll dedicate an episode because I feel like we haven't read comments out in a while. I feel like our next episode or one of our next episodes should be us like dedicated to like reading out the comments and actually like acknowledging that you guys are leaving comments because we do ask you to put them in there, and maybe some like questions from the audience as well.
Okay, so this comment says, "My fear of insects isn't nice. Like the way they terrorize me. How can creatures that small induce such fear? If I see an insect, it's a wrap. But the dilemma is I can't even do anything because I can't."
Sara, did you write this comment?
No. If I see an insect, it's a wrap. But the dilemma is I can't even do anything because I can't bring myself to kill them. The weird thing is my fear lessens if we're outside and if I'm wearing shoes. Facts.
That's cap, Sara. You literally did write this. This is you.
It's just something about them being in your personal space that feels so wrong and invasive. Like my guard is down and then one pops out like, "Hey, bro." That being said, I'm selective too, lol. Ladybugs are cute. Butterflies are cute so long as they're colorful, lol. Ants are all right, but can be annoying when they start doing the most and move in troops like they own the place.
Wait, which one? Oh, shoot. Which one? Which one is that?
Ants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The worst offenders? Spiders and the house centipedes. My lord, those are seriously unnerving. And then I think they came back actually and wrote a second comment. Said, "I'm back because I thought of something else. Don't look this up, but on the show called Fear Factor in the U.S., there was this spider with large clamping jaws that the contestants had to eat. Not only was it cruel, it was legitimately horrifying and still disturbs me. Also, thanks, guys, because I'm watching this at night and my skin suddenly feels like it's crawling. I keep looking around at the walls thinking something's going to pop up."
I must be glad I blurred out that.
That is true anxiety. Yeah, I actually watched back the episode to see if you would, and if you didn't blur that photo, I would have reported
it was tempting. It was
I was
tempting.
literally going to report our own video. Yeah, so that one, there's a massive ant on you! Ew!
I'm gonna grab him for you. I'm gonna grab him for you.
Don't touch it. Just fling it that way, please.
Okay, he's off.
Okay.
I didn't get scared, by the way. The way she said it, okay, made me jump.
Y'all saw him flinch?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me that jumping because of that. Okay, chill.
Hopeless Roman said, "I have never been scared of animatronics, but that game terrified me. New fear unlocked."
Which one?
Animatronics.
Game? Oh, the Friday night. Friday Nights at Freddy's.
Someone said, Amir said, "PR for ladybugs is really good. LMAO, never have heard such a thing." Facts. I've never heard that either.
I forgot I said that.
Damn. Let me see.
I'm just going to listen to the birds, even though I have headphones on.
Fadumo Adan said, "I feel like y'all the only people I watch because I know y'all's personality. Love my cousins. Loved the vlog. Hey, Sara, love you. Love you, sis."
You do not only watch us. You know what? Okay. I know you don't. I'm going to watch your history. Can you check people's history on this?
You can
No,
see,
I'm
like,
playing.
how
I'm
many
playing.
times
Thank you
they've
for watching. Thank you
commented.
for watching. I'm playing. I'm sorry.
But those of you that have loved the vlog and showed a lot of comments, like, look at that.
Hey.
They really showed out. Thank you
Mhm.
guys. I'm glad you're enjoying the vlog.
Yeah, you know.
Shout out to Amir
Hopefully, it
for the
doesn't
editing.
take 2 months to get the next. It might take a while. I'm sorry. Okay, there's a lot going on, but eventually it will come out. I'm telling you, it's gonna come out eventually, inshallah.
Ooh, this is a good one. Okay.
Which one?
This one said, honestly, this was like a couple episodes back. Are we
Mhm.
in the soft boy era? Episode 138. Honestly, I would feel safer encountering a man in my parents' country. In specifically America, I would rather encounter the bear.
Yeah. See, I told you, it depends on where you are, man. Because you feel safer with your own people.
Mm-hmm. This person, Kothar Ali, 1050, said, Amir confused about the dish soap and hand soap had me crying. Also, it doesn't matter where you are, honestly. If you are a woman, it is true that crime documentaries gives us lots of awareness and majority of them are white men. But what about all of the unknown crimes or grapes that we are unaware of? Oops, I used the R word. For
Now you're gonna have
instance,
to make me cut that out.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. For instance, a country in Africa could have so many unfortunate rape and torture cases
Mhm.
happening, but it would never make it to the true crime documentaries.
That's true,
That's
yeah.
very true.
There's actually a lot that happens in certain countries, and when you hear the I don't want to say it now because I'm making trouble, but like when you hear like how common it is, it's kind of sickening how like normalized it has become.
Dante 1111
Mhm.
said, a lot of the scorned women will choose a bear over a man if they were alone in the woods, but I bet they would wish there was a man around if they encountered a bear. And then I responded, I said, I guess I'm a scorned woman then, because I would still choose a bear.
But you can understand why men would be like, because they can't, those are the type of people who can't put themselves in the woman's shoes and
Yeah.
understand what, like, even if they feel like they're wrong, like you have to understand their perspective, like how society has like also like the way that society has kind of like portrayed men
Yeah.
has played a part in that as well, which is why you feel like it's different when you're in a different country or your own country, because how society has portrayed men in America or North America in general has also not really been in the most positive light, right? But I
the
think it's
other
also the
comment-
culture that plays a part into it as well.
We're just scared of America because it's been so like heavily documented. Like they've instilled
yeah, that's what I'm
fear in
saying.
us.
It's exactly. So that plays a big part in it as well.
Mhm.
So why I feel like it's understanding why you might choose the bear over the man.
Yeah.
Even though like there's a lot of men who can't understand that, it's like it's pretty simple to think about. It's like I mentioned, it's the whole cop thing, right? Like how
I'm trying to think, like, if I saw a man and a bear,
Mhm.
would I have the best judge of, like, would I be able to, like, make a quick assessment just by looking at him to say, like, this is a trustworthy man? Just by appearance only?
that's the time you gotta judge a book by its cover, I guess.
Yeah, literally.
You can tell sometimes, like you can see from people's mannerisms. But then again, if he's a psychopath, like there's
What
no
was
way
that
of
one guy
getting
that was really
past that
charming
barrier.
and he killed all those women?
What?
That one guy that was really charming and Zac Efron played him in the biopic?
Oh, Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, that's what
Mhm.
his name was. Yeah, like, see, like, a guy could trick you.
Yeah.
A bear, you know a bear's going to scare you.
Mhm.
It is what it is.
Well, that was the argument, right? It's like bears, you know what they're gonna do, but like a man can do a million different things, and like maybe even leave you in a worse place than with death, which
Yeah.
which may seem like kind of extreme, but like there's certain traumas that you cannot come back from. So, that's what's probably going through your minds when you're thinking about the scenario.
But also, like, if a man is in the woods, let's say he's lost too,
Mhm.
would he really want to kill the only other human that he finds? Like, I feel like he would want a companion.
Well, that's where people will be like, "Oh, I'd rather see the man then," right? You're seeing the other perspective now of why.
Kind of.
Yeah. So, but other than that, we've been here for a while. I'm gonna have to try and salvage some of this footage here. It's first time doing this outside. We're learning for next time to
Mhm.
what we can improve on. Hopefully, we don't have to do this again. Maybe
I like this vibe.
maybe we will want to do it again, but maybe in a
Yeah.
more controlled environment. Because we didn't even mention like the fact that we drove for a good like 20-30 minutes from park to park searching for a place to do this.
Yeah.
And like
Then we
it's
ended up in
harder
my
to find
neighborhood.
a free park than you think. But then again, it is also Canada Day, so
No, but
that
like
also plays
most
a part
parks,
into it.
most parks are free.
Well, a couple that we tried to go to were not.
Yeah. Wait, was the other one the first one that you had to pay for that one too?
Oh no, that one was free. It's just that there wasn't like a place to sit down like this.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was just more out in the open, baseball diamond, not really much to do. But
All right,
yeah.
guys. Before we close off this episode, I
Mhm.
think we should just apologize in advance. We're gonna be really spotty with our uploads.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a busy time.
we
An
did
exciting
this
but busy
because we
time.
knew it was gonna be a while before
Yeah,
we can put out another
but
one.
we have so many vlogs lined up for you
Yeah.
guys that I feel like a little change in our content will be exciting.
Yeah.
You guys will see what we've been up to for the rest of our trip in Australia. You know, we have some other things that we're going to be vlogging, and I think it'll
Exactly.
be a good time.
Yeah.
You guys will enjoy,
So
hopefully.
please stick around, and if you want to be notified when the next video comes up, please subscribe to the channel. Also like the video, that helps with getting this out there. And also follow us on all our platforms like Instagram, TikTok for any updates. Mainly Instagram for updates, but TikTok for our clips that we're making every once in a while.
And our lives.
And our lives that we go on
I'll
pretty
try
regularly.
to compensate for not uploading regularly, and I'll try to go on live.
We'll try and
this
go on
week,
live a little bit
maybe.
more.
Yeah.
But until then, until our next episode, we don't know when. Thank you again for listening. Thank you again for watching. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.